Thank you for joining me, Charlie. So if you could tell me your major and where you studied.
Okay, yeah. So my major is bioengineering here at George Mason, and for my internship, I did an internship in Berlin, Germany.
So what made you choose Berlin, Germany?
For me, it was so part of things was I wanted to travel,
Mhm.
and Berlin was such a central location inside of Europe that I felt like I could travel to different countries, and also it was um, the cost factor. I had three different choices. It was Berlin, it was Australia, and then it was London. And out of the three, it was the cheapest. And then plus, like I said, the travel factor for me made me choose Berlin.
All right, and what did your internship entail while you were in Berlin? Like, what did you do since you're a bioengineer?
So for my internship, it wasn't directly related to bioengineering, but I used skills that I learned from the courses I've taken for bioengineering. So I worked at a place called Workout for Happiness. It was so their mission was to help people find sustained happiness, and the way that they achieved that was through a health and wellness app. So for my position there, I was tasked with doing the gamification of the app. So I was uh, my project was to develop the point system for the activities you did within the app to make it fun for users. And also I had helping just the front end work of the UI for users and just design of that. And I did a couple of other things such as like editing and things like that. But my main project was working on gamification of the app.
Okay, all right, and how long were you in Berlin?
2 months.
All right, and so in that time between working on the app and developing one and stuff like that, where else did you travel to? Because I know you said that it was a good location point for you to go to other places. So where else did you visit if you got the chance?
So I didn't get a chance to visit anywhere else, but that was because when at the time I got at my internship, they were working on doing the beta, so having a beta for their app. So it
Mhm.
was a very very stressful, not stressful for me, but it's like it was a very intensive time for them. It was all hands on deck. We had to get a lot of stuff done. So I wasn't able to travel because I mean I could have for like a day and a half, but I wanted to properly explore any other place that I went to. So I decided not to go for a day and a half and rather just stay in Berlin and explore Berlin while I was there, and then maybe come back to Europe and explore all the other places that I wanted to go.
I see. Now, Germany, not like America, also has a history of persecution with certain minority groups, right? So when you
Mhm.
got to Berlin, right, what was the culture like? Just seeing, engaging, and how did they treat people versus like, I don't want to say natives, but like the people that are actually German versus, travelers and what they would consider foreigners. What was that experience like?
So it was actually amazing. It's my first time outside the country, so I was definitely nervous about not being able to speak German, and I was like that kind of weighed into my decision about Berlin, but I still ended up choosing Berlin. So I was very nervous about that. Very nervous about the culture, not being able to just communicate with anybody. But what I found out when I got there, it was Berlin's a big melting pot. It's definitely
Okay.
like the way I describe it is is like New York. It's like a bunch of people, a lot of people of different cultures and everything, but it smells so much better than New York. Um,
I can believe,
so
I can believe that.
so that's what I tell people. That's how I describe Berlin. But it was just so nice. Everybody I met there, um, wanted just for the most part, like some people couldn't speak English, but like most people I met just happily spoke English if they were German because they like to. I had a German boss who told me this. They like to practice their English, so they rather speak English with you than German. So for the most part, I never had a moment where I felt like I couldn't commute with anybody. So it was just, I felt a lot, felt so much familiar to me that I didn't really feel like I was too much in a different environment, different culture that I just couldn't adapt at all. So it was definitely a great experience, first experience outside the U.S.
And would you go back to Berlin if you got the chance?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I actually, before the pandemic, I actually had a trip planned back to Europe for the summer that just passed. Just going to, like I said, explore those other countries that I've been to, but also go back to Berlin. I definitely felt like it's a home away from home for me now. Like I've been there 2 months. I met such amazing people there. that are now friends and I still communicate with. And also, I felt like I didn't get to explore all of Berlin, even though, like I said, I didn't get to travel outside of Berlin, but it's just so much to do there, so much to see, so many great people that I still didn't see everything I wanted to.
And speaking on your internship opportunity, one of the reasons why I'm doing the show is just because I want to expose, people of color, primarily at Mason and other campuses as well, to just going outside and then just seeing the world from different perspectives. How do you think your time in Berlin either widened or shown you different aspects of your perspective? Like, how did you grow?
Oh, I mean, it changed. Like, it didn't really change me personally like too much. Like, I definitely like staying who I am, but definitely opened my eyes to just being outside, definitely traveling more, trying to see different cultures, meet different people of different cultures. Like, definitely, I would say maybe made me step out of my comfort zone a little bit. Just from, like I said, first time I decided the country, I had always had a fallback of it was other people doing the same program as me, different internships at different places, but same program as me. So I always had like Americans that were like I could go hang out with if I wanted to, but I tried to force myself to step out of my box and just meet new people from different cultures, different countries. And so like Berlin made me just really be an advocate for traveling, especially for people of color who I know usually don't really get to, for the most part, don't get to travel outside the country too much. So like it's for me, and that's why I work now at the Global Education Office and just try to be an advocate for students going anywhere outside the country, even if it's just to Toronto or Canada, just right above the border, or even to Mexico. We don't have a program in Mexico, but just travel anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Outside the country, get different perspective of life, of how Americans, are treated around the world for the most part. And Berlin definitely treated well. I did have one shop owner who got into politics with me a little bit. Just from our current president, he was a Turkish man which they have a big Turkish community in Berlin, and he was hoping to come to America, and he's when he found out I was American, he asked me why did I vote for Trump, and I definitely had to explain to him like I didn't vote for him. He wasn't my choice for president, but we have him, and I'm sorry that he couldn't come to the U.S. for the immigration policies. But other than that, everybody was nice. Had this one guy who another guy I met at a restaurant. He found out I was English. First thing he talks about with me is the WWE, so wrestling. And he talks about that with me, and then he asks, if I'm an NBA player because I'm pretty tall, and I'm from America, so that's this stereotypical, tall, maybe person of color type American, that I'm in maybe in the NBA or anything. But other than that, like for the most part, definitely, it was great there. I always thought in the back of my mind that, I don't want to seem like the stereotypical American abroad. Like we have like the party boy, party type person, obnoxious, arrogant type of person. I definitely didn't want to seem like that abroad. I just remembered basically my home training in the sense that, I am who I am and don't act a fool and, represent me and my family correctly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good on you too, because I know if someone ever mistaken me for a celebrity or something I did in America, I wouldn't tell them that they were wrong, but I wouldn't correct them. Like, so like, oh, do you know Beyonce? Sure, absolutely, I do. We're good friends. We talk all the time. We're good friends. And you were speaking about that too. Getting more people of color to travel abroad, especially at Mason, getting a program. Just going to Canada or Mexico. What do you think, like the GAO office or even Mason, the university itself, can do to help push people to just go out and just go see?
So I would say it's a little harder now just due to the pandemic. We're not all on campus, but just making it more well known that, hey, you can go abroad. No matter your major, no matter your career interest, you can go abroad. And we also have, because I know, especially for people maybe of color or just from low income families, that it might be a financial issue. But I mean, at the GAO office, we have a lot of different internal scholarships for them. Like I said, we have a diversifying scholarship. We have a scholarship for people who don't have a passport, so help them pay for that. So we have a lot of different opportunities for financing, and financial aid, of course, you can use. So we have a lot of different opportunities for financing their trip abroad. it's just making sure they know that, hey, we all have all these opportunities, and you're able to do all these things no matter your major, the cost, anything. So, I mean, they're trying definitely to make it well known to everybody. Like before the pandemic, they had a lot of class visits they went on, just promoting their opportunities and the scholarships and financial aid. So they're doing a lot. It's just definitely harder now during the pandemic to reach everyone. So like they have a study abroad fair, which is during the in person is very big, and a lot of students come, and that's a good way to reach everyone. I had last year when I did it, I definitely had a lot of just everybody in general, people of color come up, and just definitely try to emphasize to them that, yeah, you can go no matter where you want to go, no matter the cost. For the most part, you can definitely go. So they definitely try a lot that to reach everybody, honestly, but definitely minorities and people of color.
Is there a place at the GEO office? Oh, sorry, hang on. Is there a place in the GEO office that you think they should open up location to that they don't currently have?
So I would say that they're definitely working on it, and they definitely have some places there. It's just so compared to maybe even Europe or Asia, it's a little less, but they definitely have opportunities in Africa. So like I was supposed to go on a trip this past summer also after my Europe trip but this trip is going to be with the GEO office, and we were going to Africa to research mosquitoes. So they have like things like that in Africa. They also have a trip to Tanzania. We also have an internship in Malawi, and definitely South Africa too. But Africa is such a big place that definitely they can tap into more places and go there. And also South America, they have a few in South America, but I feel like you always can have more there. Definitely such a big place, because right now it's like I said, we have a lot of programs in Europe and Asia. And maybe even, I would say maybe even the Middle East. I know it's a little bit harder to go to the Middle East just because of the conflicts over there that's happening in a lot of countries in the Middle East. But there too, they maybe can have a lot more locations there.
Okay, good to know, because I'm collecting information just in case, Joe is like, what do you think we can do more? It's like, I have some ideas, and these are completely mine. I did not steal them from my subject whatsoever. So if there's any piece of advice you could give anybody that's considering studying abroad or even doing an internship abroad, right? What is the most essential piece of advice you would give them? Like, they need to know this no matter what.
So I would say, and during the maybe application process or just like the interest process of them, they say, hey, maybe I want to go abroad, I would tell them to do it. Don't be scared to, you can do it. Don't be scared to maybe go outside. I know some people are scared to fly. Some people are scared to travel in general. I would just tell them, like, we have the resources that make you feel comfortable abroad. No matter where you go, you can definitely feel comfortable. Just from like, you have other students who are usually going to be American there with you. You also have the GEO office, like it's a call away. We give you the number to Paul, who, he has a phone on 24/7. And so if you call that number, he's there, no matter what. So we definitely have a lot of resources for you to feel comfortable, as you're doing the process and on the trip. And then once they get there, I tell them, step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to be open to new things. Open new things, try new things, different things. You're in a different country to experience a different culture. So don't be closed off and say try new foods. So don't be closed off and just go to McDonald's or Pizza Hut or Domino's every night of the week. Definitely try new foods. Even if you don't like it, try it once. You say you tried it and you have that experience. So definitely I try to get them to open up and just try new things. I don't want them to get nothing out of their experience abroad. The internship is great, or the program is great in itself. It gives you a lot of experience just being, we just talk about internships. It gives you a lot of work experience for students who don't have any. That's what these internships are for. You don't need work experience to do any of these internships. As long as you have the relevant coursework for your major or your career interests, you can do them. So that gives you a lot, but definitely you get a lot more out of the trip of being abroad if you just don't close off your mind, don't close off anything, just be open to everything, and just like, yeah, enjoy yourself. Yeah, so that's why I try to tell students just to have fun. Definitely have fun while they're abroad.
All right. Charlie, thank you for sitting down with me. You are phenomenal. This is great. I'm hoping people see this like, not only can I study abroad, I can work abroad. Let me sign up. That's the
Oh
goal.
yeah, yeah, and honestly, like hopefully they get the itch like me to after they work abroad or just be abroad in general. They want to do more. They want to go to a lot more different places. They want to get more people to go abroad. Like I am one of the biggest advocates for going abroad now. I have three little sisters who I'm like, yes, you have to go abroad before I did. I don't want you to be as and I'm a senior now, so I don't want them to be the junior year of college, trying just going abroad for the first time. I want them to go abroad, honestly, if in high school if they can, or if they first year of college or anything like that. So I want them to do a lot earlier than me, just so they can get that experience and see how wonderful it is to be abroad.
I feel that. I got to study freshman year. I was part of the Mason's Global Gateway. I went to Ireland. It was dope. Even if I didn't stay the entire time, it was so dope. It just,
Yeah,
it was such
yeah.
a
I wish I would have did something freshman year, honestly, because then I would have done it probably every year since freshman year. Just every program I could have. Just like I said, they offer a lot of different programs and a lot of different ways to pay for it. So I would have felt like I could did it, every year if I wanted to.
Again, Charlie, thank you so much. This was great. I do hope you have a nice day and good luck with those midterms because those do bite hard.
Thank you. You too.